I think I'd prefer it if Russia was consigned to the mists of history and not quite the threat it feels like in the present tense. But I think that what FX is known for is really, I guess I'd say, really working with people who are willing to reinvent genres in a way that's innovative, right? And I think we just thought from the very beginning this was not just a spy show, but sort of the spy show that was really going to dig deep under the surface of sacrifices that people make from a really unique perspective, and then it's talking about a family, that's run by two Russian spies who are posing as Americans. I just think that seemed like too deep an idea not to give it a shot.
Usually we're trying to keep them as low profile as possible and looking like you and me. Like Americans. They've been here for 20 years by this point, so they're dressing like everybody else so as not to draw any attention to themselves. I look at all kinds of research. I look at Sears catalogs. I look at magazines of all kind of ages depending on who we're dressing. I look at yearbooks. I look at what movies are out. And you begin to see overarching trends with what people are wearing for that time period, for that specific year and also season. And then you begin to say, okay, well, if it's in Sears catalog, then you know that it's reached the middle of the country. It's something that, the guy who lives down the block in whatever town is going to be wearing.
It's been really fun. It's been really challenging. I always wanted Paige to find out about her parents, and I wanted that storyline to grow, so I never imagined that it would. So it's been a real treat for me to be able to tell this story and to play the character and give her a voice in it.
Oh, it's kind of more fun to be on that. I mean, they're both really fun, but it's fun to be playing catch-up. It's fun to have that tension in the dramaturgy of the character that you're kind of rooting for him to figure something out, which is frustrating to watch and also sort of exciting to get engaged with.
The show is enormously about discomfort, the illusion of comfort, and I think what's been great is that the 6 seasons, the zenith of it all, the discomfort actually peaks and can no longer be tolerated.
Kind of for everyone and for every issue that was started in the show, I think they're addressing all of it.
That's kind of been my thing since the beginning, is as everything happens, I think, oh, how would I react to this in real life? And it's so surreal and such a heightened, crazy storyline. It's like I can't even imagine how I would react to it.
Spying and lying are two very different things. I've always been bad at the kind of the counter-surveillance stuff. I was never good at that. Kind of looking at someone where you're not meant to be looking. I'm always very obvious doing it. So, short answer is I've learned very little on this show.
I met some FBI agents. I talked to some counterintelligence agents. You get a sense of the culture, of the style of the people, how they are, how they move. That's the fun of being an actor, is to enter worlds that otherwise I wouldn't have permission to enter, and to get to know the people well. And I got to know some people pretty well, and and then I add some imagination, stir, shake, and see what comes out.
My favorite part about the show is really the marriage, and I think the spy stuff aside, I always look at it as a show really about a complicated marriage, that the spy stuff is peripheral and that help push and pull the different aspects of the relationship, sleeping with other people and sneaking around and trust issues. So I always sort of hide behind that, focus on the relationship.
For us, it came out so well from the very beginning. It was just such a good show. It was acclaimed from its first year as one of the best shows on television that we were just committed. Yeah, it's an amazing cast. We were just committed to it. And of course, events have kind of come back around to the point where it now feels fairly relevant, even though it's set in the Cold War.
It's a good time to get out as sympathetic characters.
Yeah, you're not going to there's not much sympathy for Russian characters on television at the moment.